Hey guys, welcome to the next video. I'm the Worm, that is Mr. Proton. Today is just the follow up on the Provari Mini version 2.5 2013 reskin.
Facelift. Mouthful.
Whatever. Obviously, you know I've got the Mini. You know I was waiting for the, I was using it with the 18650s.
350.
350, yeah. 350. Sorry guys, you know how we go. Who knows? Yeah, I've been using it with the AW red ones. I did just receive yesterday the black AWs. Protected, yes, they are protected, and they are obviously what the Provari recommends. Otherwise, you void your warranty. So I've got some of these now. These ones, the black ones, seem to be high MAR, so
that's what you pay for.
You're paying a little bit extra, like a couple of quid more than you would for the red ones. But instead of getting 1100 MAR, I got 1500 MAR. So is what it is. I've got two of them as well. I'm going to show you with the extender cap on and the battery in now.
We should point out, those of you who were paying attention in the Provari video when we was talking about the Panasonic batteries that Worm had ordered.
I did get them.
He did receive them. And the seller basically sells a lot of Panasonic batteries, and the Provari takes nipple top, which is what Worm ordered, paid the money, extra money for nipple top, and the seller all the way from Germany sent through the flat top ones, and Worm is now being ignored by the German,
which I didn't not expect.
Yeah, so at the minute them batteries are just being used to charge phones and stuff from the charger.
I mean, you phoned Amazon, didn't you? And they basically said they can't do anything. We've got to go through the seller.
Yeah, well, they said we have to wait 3 days. This was 4 days ago. Worm just can't bother to do anything about it yet.
At the moment, the way I look at it, the charger, I mean, you've seen our charger. Let me just get that for a sec. Our charger, obviously it does charge in these, and we can use that to charge out our iPhones. So at the moment, they are going to be backups for when I go away, 2000 mAh on me to charge.
Each one's 2000 mAh.
Like, put my other batteries into this to charge my other batteries, or to charge my iPhone as I go along the street, whatever. So at the moment, they're just kind of spares that are going to be used for charging other devices.
But we may get a refund on them.
But yeah, we may get a refund on them, but they're not getting them back.
By we, not me. Him.
Well, me. But yeah, but they're not getting them back. But anyway, that's the...
That's it. Cover the bit that you tried to show them.
Shut up. We're so good at this. It's got the 18500 in, because it's not an 18490 apparently, it's an 18500, so...
With what, with black ones?
Yeah, the black ones are 18500s.
It doesn't really matter. I think the only reason they specify 18490 not 18500 is purely because the AWs are 18490s.
But the extra life ones are 18500s.
Well, the extra mil?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference.
It doesn't make any difference. It still screws in tight, as you can see there. And that's my Provari Mini now up to a normal Provari size. So
that's the same as a normal Provari 2.5. That's not a Mini.
Yeah.
Just
it looks better. It's got the strawberry kind of seed thing on the side, which we prefer. Seed. So
yeah. I do like the look of it with the extension cap. I think personally, I still think it looks better with just the little mini mode. I like the silver thing at the bottom. I just think silver top and bottom makes it look better, but it's down to preference really.
I personally love it in my, well, not, I wouldn't say big mode, but it kind of is for the Mini. Big mini mode. Whatever you want to say. Big mini mode. So
large small mode.
I'm not gonna put that on. Where's my Nova? My Nova.
So yeah, basically.
Yeah, after living with it for what, 2 weeks now, I have to say that
still hasn't left its bubble wrap.
It doesn't leave its bubble. I did take it out today.
You've taken it out a couple of times,
but it was still in its bubble wrap until I used it in the case.
Yeah, in a protective case, in protective bubble wrap. That's just bought it to carry around in protective stuff. But he has used it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. I use it every day at home. I don't ever, my spinner goes straight on charge now when I get home pretty much, or it sits on the desk until I remember to charge it for work, whatever. I mean, I'm off for 2 days now, so it doesn't matter anyway, so I can just sit there until I remember it tomorrow night. But yeah, I mean, like the menu system, we said like it was a little bit complicated, well not complicated, but a little bit daunting when you first look at it because it's all one button and like waiting and waiting and waiting. But when you get used to using it, it's like seconds, because you get used to like how you're clicking it and how quick you're pressing it, and like the atomizer testing is like, I think it's 9 pushes, so it's roughly there anyway. So you just kind of, you get used to it, and then when you're more using it and testing stuff, like you're only going to be testing your atomizer when you first recall one, or when you get a new one. So you're only going to be testing once and you know what's in your device anyway. So it's more about the power up, power down that you're going to be using every day, and that's the first one, the power up, and you can cycle through if you don't want to wait.
it's not complicated menu
No.
system to use by any means. It's not. It is fairly foolproof. I mean, it's just power up, power down, check battery, LED off, atomizer, ohms, check or whatever it is, and something else when it turns the device off. It's not hard to use at all. I mean, I haven't used it anywhere near as much as Worm, and I can pick it up and use it absolutely fine.
Yeah.
It's not as hard as you think it's going to be just with one button.
Don't get me wrong, it could be easier with 3 buttons.
I mean, the Vamo's easier to use.
Yes.
The Vamo's easier to use just to get to the menus quickly, but it's not as bad as you think it's going to be.
No.
There still is the time where you kind of quickly try and cycle through and you overshoot. But again, if you was to just slow down for 2 seconds, then that wouldn't be an issue. It can be frustrating. I mean, if you've watched like where I've done the DDA install, and I think you did it as well, cycle past the ohms tester.
Yeah.
But there does seem to be, when you're pushing through quickly, it does seem to be like almost like a slight delay. I think your finger's moving faster than you think it is. It's not the device, it's you. But you kind of think, yeah, that's it, and you've actually pushed it once too much and you've gone past it. But that's, I mean, really is a niggle for the sake of being a niggle. It's like saying, well, on the Vamo you've got to hold down both buttons to change to watts or volts. It's what you've got to do. That's what the device does. It's not hard to use. It's fairly easy.
I will say the only draw side to going to like the obviously the if you wanted the Mini and you wanted it to be lighter than the other Provaris, but when you put the extension cap on and obviously the battery, we said it was heavy before. It's getting heavier. And we've just seen like another little extension bit you can get through in the middle there, but it's not in black, unfortunately. It's only in a silver, or a metallic.
It's stainless steel.
Stainless steel, there we go. And it does extend it to, so I can have an 18650 in there.
That's not what it's made for, though. It's not made to do that.
No, it's not made to do that, but you can.
You can, yeah. It's made, basically, it screws in the same place the extension cap is, but it's open bottomed, so you then put the bottom cap on, but the bottom cap is a big well, so you can sit the Provari up and it doesn't tilt. But you could buy it and then use that extension cap with that extension cap and run the Mini in 18650, or you just use that one or the other one and run the normal in 18650. But I mean, I think the idea of getting a Mini is realistic. That's as big as you want it.
That's as big as I wanted it. I mean, I wanted a Mini because I preferred that kind of look on the sides and the pattern round. I mean, don't get me wrong, the other one looks alright. I mean,
for the size, if you want to run an 18490 or 18500, whatever you want to call it, that's definitely the better way to do it. It is more expensive to do it that way.
Yes,
you've got to pay an extra 20 quid or 18 quid.
It was mine. I got mine 1750. So
and then you get discount code on top of that. You can use discount codes on extension caps, just not the body itself.
We've seen them vary from like a couple of quid, but they're all generally about the same price, about 1750 to 1850.
About 18 quid. But then, yeah, you've got to put that on top. So, I mean, some sites we've seen do the Mini and the normal in any LED choice in a kit for exactly the same price. Others, the normal in the Mini is the same, and then you change the body colour and put the different LEDs and it goes up. So, it's one of them ones. But if you want that look with an 18500, 18490, that's the only way you're going to achieve it, which is spending that extra 20 quid. With my money, I think I'd probably suffer the look of the other one. It's not a bad looking device. It's got the grooves on it as opposed to the strawberry seed. I do much prefer that, but to be honest with you, if it was my money, I would just stick with a Mini. I wouldn't bother with it, because I wouldn't run it in 18490. I'd run it in 18450.
You probably buy the higher milliamp Trustfire batteries, wouldn't you?
I don't know. It depends how I felt about the Provari. If I'm stuck with them, I'd have 3, so I'd have 1 in it and 2 constantly on charge. Because what people would say is typically 20 hours vape time will do me about 12 hours. So I'd need to have 3 of me if I planned on going out for an extended period of time. Unlike Worm, I would take it to work. It wouldn't bother me too much. I mean, maybe in the first couple of days, but then I'd be like, fuck that, I bought it for a reason. So I'd use it and then end up scratching it and going, oh, I've got to wrap it. Because after the Vamo, I probably wouldn't attempt taking that apart.
You wouldn't attempt taking a Provari apart. You really, unless it was to a point where somehow a steamroller ran over this side of the battery and the mod part was still actually good inside the chipset and that, then you might consider taking it apart and putting it in like a box or something, or maybe trying to get it into the Vamo casing or whatever, or maybe, I don't know, but you wouldn't realistically buy a £185 mod and then want to take the chipset out for any reason if you didn't have to.
No, especially when you can get Vamo chipsets for 20 quid, and if you was looking to modify something, you wouldn't buy a Provari that's got all that body that's expensive on it to use that chipset and something else. You would just buy a 20 quid Vamo chipset and do whatever you wanted to do with a chipset. With
you can buy the chipset without it being in the Vamo, so you only
that's what I'm saying. The Vamo chipset is £19, I think, found it for. I can't remember what site that was. If I remember, we'll link it.
But yeah, anyway, living with this at home, I mean, it is a home vape at the moment, but it will be going out eventually. I mean, I don't know when.
It goes out,
yeah, it does, but it's one of those ones that I don't really want to take it to work. Just because, like, where my locker system at one of my jobs is not very secure, and being security there, it's why would I risk that? I know they're not secure. So, and my other job is in a workshop, with high like tools and everything, and it's basically concrete floors. So you drop that, it's going to chip the paint straight away. So
it's still his child at the minute.
It is still my child. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love using it at home, and I would love taking it out, but it's just I'm not ready to take it out yet. I've only just spent the money on it. I want to keep it as new and fresh as possible for as long as possible.
It's a similar thing to what we said the other day in the Argo video, but different, if that makes sense. It's the Argo, you can take it out and it's fine, but there's always that potential something can go wrong. It's similar with that. If it was a spinner, you wouldn't worry about it all day, it'd be absolutely fine, but it's because it's an expensive mod, you know what your fucking looks like, you're going to take it out and it's going to get dropped, and then it's a scratch body, and honestly I think it reduced the man to tears if you see it. Really do. He'd cry.
If it was still now, yes. Probably in like a month, maybe 2
years.
A month or 2
years.
Shut up. A month or 2. Shut up. A month or 2. When this does eventually get his first scratch, even it being at home, it's going to. I mean, I am.
When he annoys me, just.
Yeah, bungs it down. But once it's got his first scratch, it's going to be a case of like, yeah, it'll go out everywhere with me, blah 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 blah, and then I'll get a wrap on it, and then I won't really care because I'll just keep wrapping it.
Lost its virginity, basically.
That's it. Once it's lost its virginity, that's it. It's going to be everywhere. I mean, like, I haven't even told him yesterday yet, but like, I still got quite a bit of money left, and I was semi-tempted.
I know he's got quite a bit of money left. I know this.
To buy the bigger Provari, just because I could, and I thought about it for like a few days, and I was like, I really don't need it, but
he wants to spend the money because if he doesn't, it burns a hole in his pocket.
It
does.
It's money to be spent. It was free money, basically.
He has to
money I didn't know I had until it come through in a nice banging check.
I mean, on the upside of that, if he was to buy the bigger one, when I came around here, I could use one of them. So yeah, do it.
But
why not?
Yeah, overall, I'm not sad about spending the £185. If you are looking to buy an expensive mod, don't go for something that looks ugly, or don't go for something that's going to cost you like £100 or £120. Go for it. If you've got the money to spend £185, if you want the blue LEDs and whatever, in black and that, if you want it in silver with red LEDs, it's going to cost you £160 standard.
Yeah, I've got to take chargers and stuff into account. If you haven't got chargers and batteries, it's
if people are looking for expensive mods, they've already got.
If you're looking at mods in the £130 price range, just spend the extra £30. Wait another month and spend the extra.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't tried mods that are £130. But to be honest with you, apart from, was it the new Evic was looking at yesterday?
Yeah.
New Evic with interchangeable bases, you can run it in 350, 18, 650. It's the only thing that that is the only thing I've looked at recently since sort of finding the Provari and sort of saying to them, have a look at this fucking thing. That I maybe thought I could actually see me spending £80 on that. I mean, I know
it was the Inicum one, wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry, is it Inicum?
Not the Evic, sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't an Evic, it was something from Inicum, but it does look really cool.
I mean, all know that I've been saying I'm going to buy a Vamo. When we saw this, I was tempted to pay double the amount.
Well, more than double, because Worms actually found a Vamo for £28 somewhere.
Oh yes, there is a Vamo out there for £28. It is. We haven't tried the shop yet, so we're not going to tell you yet. I'm going to wait to order one, and if it comes through, then we will endorse them and say, go here for your Vamo. But until I order it and whatever, but I might be buying this Inicum battery because it's got the variable wattage, variable voltage. It's a slightly bit of
Vamo's got, but it looks completely different, but really nice.
It looks almost like mechanical.
Saying that, sorry mate. Whilst we're on the Vamo, and this is just remind me, we're going to go on to a couple of bits we bought from this shop in a bit. But we tried a new shop website the other day, Charlie's Vape shop.co.uk, I think it is. You type in Charlie's Vape shop. His price is unbelievable.
Very cheap.
So much so that we were sceptical as to whether it was a legitimate website. Read some forum posts.
That's
like
where I got my black AWs from.
That's where the black AWs come from. Postal, the service was wicked. The prices are astronomically good. Drip tips for £2.50. He's even got, I mean, if you watch the Vamo video, what I paid for the Vamo all in, he's even got a Vamo kit in stainless steel with a couple of CE4s, a charger, a couple of batteries, everything you're going to need for £52. The £53.99 I think it was, plus delivery at £60, but that's a stainless steel one. That's a £45 mod from every other site. You're paying an extra £15 and you're getting
plus
charger and batteries.
CE5s.
Yeah, two CE4s. They weren't the replaceable ones.
Oh, sorry, CE4s.
It'd get you going, definitely. Even the
CE4 is going to last you 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks
each. Yeah. So that's really good. So if you haven't checked him out, charliesvapeshop.co.uk, he does a lot of stuff on there. He's got a bit of everything. He's not as big as Liberties and everything else, but Seems like a
He come through
genuine.
straight away.
Yeah, seems like a genuine shop, genuine bloke. We'll vouch for it. We will definitely be ordering from there again. No discount codes as of yet, but I'd imagine you're
Where's your
going to
drip
need.
tip? Is that your one?
No, my drip tips in there. We'll get onto that in a bit.
Oh, right.
But I imagine we're not going to need discount codes because he is that cheap. And I also read in a forum post that was posted back in mid-January, so it's only a couple of months ago, 3 months ago now, basically stating by him on the forum that it was a new shop and that if you could match his prices or find his prices any better than any other site, he will refund you the difference. Okay.
We don't know if he's still doing that. We've got to send an email to him.
We're
We'll
gonna-
update you.
We're going to email him and ask him whether that's still the case. But if that is still the case, you can't lose. We've ordered from him. It wasn't the next day. Sorry, it was the day after.
Well,
Was it the next day?
no, because we ordered late at night, didn't we?
Yeah.
We ordered late at night on, I think it was a Tuesday. So it was obviously Wednesday he got it, Thursday it turned up.
Paid for first class. We'd like to point out that it didn't come by Royal Mail. It came by an individual private courier. Okay, it was delivered at 8:30 in the morning. It was through the letterbox straight away. No real waiting around time, and honestly, just an all-round really good site. And to be honest with you, although it's not the same and it hasn't got as much stuff, but after just buying from them once,
But we'll get back
I'm as
onto
impressed
them.
as I am with Vape Escape.
Right, we'll get back onto them in a minute when we show you the other bits we bought. But we're going to give it our marks again for the Provari. I mean, looks.
Do you need to give it the marks again, or should
Yeah,
we just say whether something's changed?
No, we'll give it the marks again. Looks is awesome, 10. He prefers it with the base, so it's probably like a 9.5 now.
We're doing the extended version.
Yeah.
Looks for me is 9.
Oh, 9,
It's
there you go.
still bloody good. It's still fantastic looking. But for me, it's not take money out of the equation. I just prefer it with the silver thing on the bottom.
There you go.
Silver thing on the bottom is a 10.
Let's not go into it too deep, but yeah. Usability, once you get used to it, it's a 9.5. It's really easy. The one button system, it just works. The menu system is really nice. And it's really easy to read. You can see it on camera, which we've shown several times when we're doing the atomizer tests. So yeah, usability is 9.5. Once you get used to it.
Usability for me, once you're used to it, 9.5. Off the bat, it's an 8 for the first 10 minutes, and then it's straight up. It's just as easy to use as anything else is.
Maintenance, well, you just got to recharge the batteries. There's nothing to maintain. It's pretty much solid.
I don't think we did maintenance. I think we did build quality, didn't we? Instead of
Well,
maintenance,
build quality.
Build quality hasn't changed. To be honest with you,
It's just heavy, and it's made by Provari anyway, so it's quality stuff.
you can tell that's a Pro Vape genuine. You can tell it's manufactured to the same quality because it's just unbelievably good finish. It's got a vent hole.
I think the vent hole is a little bit bigger on this, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
Maybe it's just got a bigger battery in,
Yeah,
possibly
maybe.
because it's going to have more gas in it. But no, all in terms of build quality, it hasn't changed. It's just as good. It's not been used and abused. It has been bubble wrapped and whatever else, but you can tell when you hold it that paint's not going anywhere for quite a while.
No, it's really nice.
It's very good.
What was the last one?
I think it was just all round.
All over 10.
All over for me, 10.
It's the creme of batteries.
Yeah, from what we've looked at anyway, and even if there are stuff that performs a lot better out there, which we mentioned before, the Darwin's meant to, the fact it's got an internal battery is not good. Not a good upside for me anyway. But
the fact that it looks ugly.
Take that out of the equation. It
looks like a 1.
This is easier to use if you don't include the fact that this is 1,000 times better looking. So for us, it really is the creme de la creme at the minute.
I reckon when you get like a little dripper on there with a little bullet tip on there, it's going to look like a bullet.
Yeah. The only thing I do want to point out that's changed for me, and it actually changed today. It's not changed, but it's something I noticed today when I was using it whilst I was at work with Worm, or one from them seeing me at work and I used it whilst I was there. Is the screen is excellent, absolutely wicked. I use the Vamo quite a lot. All the time, in fact, to be honest with you, I don't ever stop not use the Vamo unless I take it apart at work, in which case I don't. But the screen on it is top notch. The LEDs are fantastic. We had a fantastic day here today in terms of weather. It's been sunny, beautiful, cloud-free skies all day. The sun was down on top of that screen, so it should have been glaring at me, and it was as clear as the sky was. It was really good quality screen. Not that Worm would really know that, 'cause he doesn't ever take it out, but one day he will. But no, the screen quality is just.
It went out today.
Briefly, got a bit of fresh air, but it's just all round. Again, it's a lot of money, but again, you get what you pay for, and if you've got that disposable cash, it's worth every penny of it.
You're not going to be sorry you got it. There'll be
You'll question it for a couple of days.
The first week, I was like, I spent £185 on something that just holds a battery and makes me vape, and it was like, but then it was just like I used it for that week, and I was like. Every time I used it, there was no point that I was disappointed with any part of it.
I think it's kind of like the only comparison I can think of making to it, because obviously I use a Vamo, but I have used it quite a few times, and I can tell that there's a quality thing there. Those of you guys out there have got iPhones, okay? Me and Worm both have iPhones. I've had pretty much every iPhone that's ever been made, and whenever I upgrade, there's no question. What do you want? I want another iPhone. I just want a newer one.
Yeah.
Once you've had an iPhone and used it, the build quality is fantastic. There's other stuff that do exactly the same stuff, but it's not an iPhone, okay? And the differences may be so slight you can barely put your finger on them, but they are there, and if you're used to it, you can tell it dramatically. I think that's the only comparison I'll make it. You get used to using that, you're going to go on to other things, and you're just going to go, this isn't a Provari. It's just, maybe you can't even tell the difference, what exactly the differences are, but the differences are enough to make you go, it's not as good. Depending on
like
what
I always said, I've already thought about buying a second one. So like, when I do start taking this one out, I've still got another one at home.
It's not the same though, is it? It's not the same as going, I might buy another spinner because it's 20 quid. You're talking about laying out, you've already laid out 280 quid, so you're talking about laying out another 100, I'm guessing you want it in black with blue LEDs.
Well, I was thinking about buying that. If you go to UK-eSig, they do an actual Provari pack, which you do get a little bit of money off because you get so much with it. It is £205, but you get a Nova with it, you get 5 cartomizers, a case, you get a charger, you get a battery,
you get the cleaning kit, and also I want to point out you get the Provari of your choice. So it's not a case of it costs you more if you want it black with blue LEDs.
You can get the big one, the small one, any one.
Small, any colour
green
combination. Green
LEDs, blue LEDs, red LEDs.
The only place we found it does it with green LEDs as well.
Yes.
But you can get it in all combinations. So it's 205 quid. So if you wanted the mini with black and blue, it's 185 quid. Chuck on, and you get a battery and charger with that. Chuck on a charger, that's 205 quid straight away. Then you include the fact you get a battery with it, couple of Novas, some Cartos, a cleaning kit. I think it's 5 bogues, yeah. And you also get a case. It's about 250 quid.
You get dripping as well, I think, as well.
Yeah, I think you get a nice stainless. Yeah. But it's about 250, 260 quid worth of gear, and you're getting it for 205. Again, it's a similar thing to what we said when Worm ordered from Vape Escape. They chucked in a free case. Lovely of them, wasn't expecting it. It's the same thing with that. We can't give you a discount, but we can make a kit out of it and charge whatever we like.
Yeah, we can give you free stuff, and there you will have your Provari with some extra stuff.
Yes, but that's
actually, we love the Nova, and I think it's the STV as well, isn't it?
It is the STV. No, I think it is the STV.
I think it is an STV as well, so it's even the better looking Nova.
No matter what way you slice it, if you're looking at buying a Provari, you can even get a kit that's 280 quid, I believe, and that comes with the Vision Eternity rebuildable atomizer, dripping atomizer, as well as it takes Type A cartridges, and you've also got the fact that comes with Cartos, it comes with the extension cap, it comes with a bigger battery, a better charger, it comes with...
So if you get the big one with it, and you already get the extension cap, you've already got ready for 18650.
You pay what Worm paid for all of his separately, but... I mean, the charge isn't quite as good as it.
When I was
as many batteries,
buying this, it was out of stock, I will say that. And I wanted it because I had the money then, and I know if I didn't buy it, I'd probably spend it on other stuff and I wouldn't have had it.
Even if you had bought that kit, you probably still would have bought the charger that I bought, that one. So it probably still would have been an additional 15 quid. The charger's not quite as good, but everything else is pretty much the same.
It will still charge a battery though.
It'll do the job. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. It's just, I think after using this little XTAR or XTAR charger, it's just, for 15 quid, it's such a good little charger. It really is. It does everything that the big boys do. You can charge your phone off it, which I think is probably its biggest feature, because you don't expect it. If you get a mobile charging port for your Apple iPhone or any phone, it's going to cost you 20-30 quid. This, you can use your mod batteries to charge your phone or anyone else's phone as long as it's connected through USB for 15 quid. It's outstandingly good little charger. So you probably still would have bought that, but then you'd have bought more batteries and charged them all at the same time anyway. So
yeah.
But if you look at,
I might have even bought the 6-pack one if I was going to have loads of batteries.
Charger, yeah.
The amount of batteries I've got now, I should have bought the 6-pack one, but then again, I would still probably have this one for going out. Like I say, I've got those two, like basically 400 milliamp ready to go.
4,000 mAh.
4,000 mAh ready to go, and I can use that to charge anything. And if I got, because I will eventually probably buy that 6 one that can charge 6 of them, which is basically exactly the same, but it just charges 6. I can use that to charge my 6 battery one. I mean, it won't give me a full charge in all of them, but if I'm just charging my two 18500s, they're both 2,000 miles, so it should charge both of them and still have enough to get my iPhone topped up for the rest of the day, sort of thing. So it is what it is, and like you buy whatever you want to buy.
But yeah, no, there's a couple of good stores there. If you UK6, isn't it?
UK-esig.co.uk.
They seem to have some brilliant. Not just
we haven't ordered from them. They will say that, but their site is so well made. I can't see it being a dodgy site.
No.
And the amount of stuff they've got on there, and just versatility, and just the Provari kits alone,
and reviews.
Yeah, the reviews are good on there.
We do, when we find a site, we do try and find forum reviews. And I think the thing is, I mean, we were looking at a site recently. We're not going to name the site just purely because I'm not going to slander a site we know nothing about. But we were looking at a site recently when Worm was looking for his Provari, and they had them in stock, and they were the only one that had them in stock, which we thought maybe because it's a smaller site, it may well be a true site. You were sceptical, I was semi-sceptical, but read reviews. the thing is, it said it was a new business in January, and all of the forum posts were from January. All of the forum joiners were within a couple of months of January. If I haven't got a review, or more, usually more than one review, from someone who's been on a forum for a lot longer than that shop has been active for, I tend to try and steer clear. I know we're kind of safe when it comes to buying from the internet now, or safer than we were, but let's face it, none of us want to be mugged off for fraud and stuff. And
especially £185.
Yeah, well, I mean, me and Will said we will take a punt on that site
Yeah.
for a 20 quid, and if it comes tits up, I mean, it's not that far from us. We'll go
We'll
down
be pissed
again.
off,
but it is what it is.
but I will say what put me off from that site mainly is because I was watching the Provaris go down on that, and we like one day it was like 3, then it was 2, then the next day it was 1, then it was 0, and immediately from 0, I thought, well, they must have to wait because every other big site is waiting to get their Provaris in still.
From Vape,
and literally that same day I went back on there and they had 3 again.
yeah.
And that put me off. I was just like, no, they must be getting something on there because there's no way they've got another 3 magically out their arseholes. So,
Yeah, especially when.
So I went to Vaperscape, which is the only other site that had them at the time, and we love Vaperscape.
Yeah, we do. You know we love Vaperscape if you watch our videos, but
Never had a
the
problem.
UK e-cig store. To be honest with you, they order mass quantities of Provaris from Provape. You can tell that because they have every colour combination available. Red reviews seem like a fairly stand-up store. Have a look for yourself. Once we've ordered from them, which we will be ordering from them, because that's where we found that Inikin mod we were just talking about. I don't doubt he's getting that now. We will let you know that they're okay. But the other store, charliesvapeshop.co.uk.
We'll show you what else we bought. Where's your drip tip?
My drip tip. This is my drip tip. It's a little column drip tip. It's got some, I don't know if you can make that adjust. There you go. It's got some sort of detail on there. It's pure alley. It's stainless steel. I mean, gold.
Very light, very
It's
light.
incredibly light because it's alley. Gold, blue, black, and silver, and they're £2.50 each for an alley drip tip. Wicked price. I've got several on there.
I just threw my drip tip away.
Would you like to see what Worm bought?
Well, you can when I find
He bought his battery switch Provari. Obviously, he bought 2 of those, which was £11 each. Really good price. What have you?
I've lost it.
You completely.
I lost it on the floor, but I found it.
I did.
But
this is the drip tip that he chose to buy. It's a snake. it's even got the tongue out, and he tongues it. That snake tongues him when he's taking a
But
vape.
what I want to say is when you actually vape
Do
in
it.
this
Show
thing,
them. We got this delivery. Yeah, I had to go to work. I've got a message.
I don't know
whilst
how
I'm at
well you're
work.
going to be able to see it.
I've got a message whilst I'm at work saying blah 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 blah. You won't believe what this drip tip does. Did you see that? I don't know if you said it. But when he takes a puff, the snake, obviously the drip tip has a little bit of leftover vape in it, and it comes out of the mouth, and he goes, "This snake is breathing vapour." But again, if you like that kind of thing, they've got them in gold, silver, black chrome, and
See,
black.
do that close up. Sorry about this getting up close, guys, but
No.
no, you can't see it, but it does do it.
Yeah, but basically they've got them in several colours, and that is £2.50 as well. They've also got some normal funnel top, aluminium, loads and loads of colours on them. Ones for about £1.25, really cheap from Charlie's Vape Shop. Batteries are cheap. Mods they've got on there. They've got, like I say, they've got the Vamo stainless steel kit.
can show
Everything all in for what is it?
We can show them this.
Oh, is it DDA time? Is it? Yeah, basically, I've got a stainless steel Vamo kit on there for £53.99. So Dan, I know you watch these videos, mate. You might be worth having a look at that. That's now a completely burnt out DDA, but that's what he was getting excited about. This is the kind of person that he is.
You get excited about the smallest things as well, Minge.
I ain't denying that, but you don't make out you're one of these people on video. I don't care. So yeah, Charlie's Vape Shop, loads of products.
It's not bad. It's good.
Loads of products from Charlie's Vape Shop. Loads of products. Loads of good stuff. Fantastic service. Did you email Charlie? Did you speak to him?
No, I haven't spoken to him
No,
yet.
yeah, there was the other site we were speaking
No,
to. But,
it was.
but no doubt we'll
Vaperscape.
email Charlie. We tend to get quite friendly with people we buy from, purely because I keep bombarding them with questions.
Can you double charge batteries in a stack?
That was just one question once, motherfucker. But
Once was enough, okay.
I think it's important as well. If you order from somewhere a lot, like we have from Vaperscape, me particularly, because we use my account, apart from when we ordered the Provari, I think it's important, if you're going to be ordering from somewhere sort of fairly often and you're throwing them your money, I think it's important you get a little bit of customer service for your money, especially from an internet company. If I was in a shop, they wouldn't hesitate to butter me up. So, if I email you, answer my questions, please. I think it's only fair. Usually my questions aren't.
Oh, we've done Charlie's Vape Shop and everything, haven't we? Right.
The eagle-eyed among you...
Seems we're doing like mods.
Yeah, the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed that this looks slightly different.
The Vamo.
Okay, basically today decided again that it was time to take it apart. Wasn't quite sure where it was going to go. But I just decided it was time to take it apart because I wasn't happy with how it looked. Because basically I got bored the other day and dremeled all the black paint off, and I was far from happy with the finish. So I text Worm and said, why don't you come down? I haven't got any other batteries with me, so I can't vape whilst I'm doing it, so come down and you can come and give me an hand. Which we did, and this time it went a lot better. We took it apart after a bit of experience, no damaged chipset, no soldering, an hour and a half. Basically, this is what I've ended up with now. This is the not the Provari, sorry. This is the Vamo. This is the natural brass that's underneath, but I polished it, and as you can tell, that looks like bling bling gold. Okay, you may notice as well that I've drilled some holes in the side of it.
He's also countersunk them.
I've countersunk them so they're weld holes. Now, my reason for thinking is, one, it just looks badass. Two, they had a venting issue with double stack batteries in every mod, not just Vamo. And this way I haven't got to worry about that, because if this thing vents now, it ain't going to blow up, it's venting. I mean, we've countersunk the hole at the bottom as well.
He's going to burn his hand, he's going to throw that thing quite far, but it's not going to damage anything.
Countersunk it at the bottom, countersunk all these holes there after drilling them, 3.2mm holes, drilled that off, polished up the buttons, and it just, to be honest with you,
it looks amazing.
It looks absolutely wicked.
I mean,
it looks like gold.
This isn't bragging or anything, but that thing is so smooth now. It is unbelievably nice to have in your hand.
This feels smoother than when it did when it had the chrome.
We moulded out the buttons so it actually feels better on your thumb as well. The actual ignition button. So
since doing that, we've also loosened up the positive and negative buttons.
So they're back to what they was.
Actually, I think they're slightly better than what they were before. Because when I got my negative button, it didn't used to click properly. Now and again, it wouldn't click. Now it clicks each and every time. Makes wicked contact. But yeah, this is the Vamo now, guys. After a bit of tinkering.
Did you tell about that you've done the bottom as well?
Yeah. No doubt that will probably change again at some point. I don't know what it's going to go to, but no, I'm happy with that for now.
The problem that I can see coming now is when he buys a wrap for it, because he's inevitably going to do this. All those well holes that he's bowled out, then they're going to be covered up again.
No, not because I just drill them out in the wrap. What are you talking about, fool?
You're going to drill through the wrap. You're going to rip it because you know your luck, and he's going to shred it all up. It's going to be round.
I'm not going to wrap this. I've got no need to wrap it. Why would I wrap it when I'm a mod genius? Look, he was like, I wouldn't drill for it. I don't care, guys. Tell me that don't look the tips. Honestly, it looks the balls. I wish I'd got a gold DDA now because the brush just looks gold. I am so happy with this right now. I might buy a gold DDA now.
For £8 it's not bad, is it?
You see, he just tries to talk me into buying stuff.
No, I don't. It's not hard. I just put on a site and he goes, oh.
Yeah. Okay, I do want to point out, we was looking at a site last night, right, and I was looking at a dripping atomizer tank system, yeah, for about 20 quid. I like the look of it and whatever else. He turns around and says he is going to buy this dripping atomizer tank system, a Phoenix, a Bully, a Vision Eternity, the Naughty, this Inican mod thing, and he goes, a
rebuildable Nova as well.
A rebuildable Nova, yeah. This is all stuff he wants to buy so he can use, and obviously we'll do reviews on it as well. He goes, oh yeah, I want to buy all that. It's like 260 quid, you cunt.
What was £120?
Yeah, without the other mod.
I wasn't buying the mod, was I?
So you still had the Vamo on top of it, yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about, guys. It's just pure bullshit that comes out of his mouth. It's just unbelievable.
Honestly, it's not.
It was him wanting to buy everything, not me.
That's the Vamo. I'm really happy with that now. I think that was a couple of hours well spent today by me and the Worm. We've even, like I say, blended the buttons, but it's not just we made it more clicky. We've actually blended them so it protrudes less and it feels a lot nicer to use and fire. But yeah, no, I'm really, really happy with the Vamo at the minute. I'm not a big fan of gold, never have been, but to be honest, this just looks so clean and well finished now. It's just dude, really.
There's a few marks on the back where you dremeled it a bit too hard, but you can't notice them, so
you can't even see them. I mean, you have to have it in the right light and everything.
Yeah, it's got to be like.
But let's face it, your mods are going to get scratched up eventually, so I might as well start with a little scratch on it. It gives me a reason to do it again. Do it.
So it's going to end up. It's going to be wafer thin. It's going to be like paper, holding those batteries in. It's going to be. I don't know, guys, but
we spent about basically. I had this bottom cap, this section, and this section. Worm had this section to sand, this little top bit, and I had all the rest. I do want to point out Worm had the chipset to use. The chipset was attached.
I want to point out as well, he was using a palm sander.
That's just not true.
It is true.
He was using hand sander.
No, he wasn't using hand sander.
I was hand sanding
for 2 seconds.
I looked at it after about 10 minutes, and I went,
10 minutes.
Do you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to get a palm sander, and I'm going to mount it upside down the vice and use it like a bench sander, because I'm not joking, guys. It's now 8 o'clock at night. And had I been doing this purely by hand, I would still be there now.
Yeah,
it was such a pain in the ass, but the finish.
But literally, I had this like chipset in one hand, so I couldn't grip it too hard. I had to do little inches at a time, and I also had the top bit to do, which the connection for where you type, like the 510 connection, actually protrudes slightly above where the fucking end of the Vamo does. So you've got to do it in like the very end, or you've got like your tip of your thumb trying to sand this little bit off and get a smooth round finish on it, which I did get in the end, but it took me about an hour to do.
Yeah, but
I didn't damage the chipset, so it is what it is. It took longer, but the chipset was perfectly fine.
Yeah, we managed to drill it out, polished it all up. Then I decided, yeah, I think I am going to drill this. And then drilled it out, made it all fit, and then we had a little issue with the O-ring at the bottom of the chipset that popped out, but that was just a bit of bond.
I think that was just where you had it on the palm sand and it was shaking so hard.
It off, yeah.
So if you're doing it by hand, it should have been fine, but whatever.
But then you'd still be there now.
Yes, well, you would still be there now. I'll be back home.
Mate, you didn't see the state of this body, honestly. I drilled it like a bitch. But yeah. That is the Vamo. I said probably end up taking it apart at some point, and that point was today.
I said about making our own video about it, but we thought we'd just try it on at the end.
Happy with the Vamo right now.
It does look epic.
It looks the bollocks.
I think it was a good idea for these drill holes. I mean, if you want to do it to yours, go for it.
At your own risk. Bearing in mind, we do have a fully functioning workshop that basically I manage and Worm co-manages, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
we had the tower drill.
We've got pillar drills, proper machinery. We've got the know-how as how to use this machine.
We had proper metal drill bits as well. So
high-speed, high-priced metal drill bits.
Not cheap bits. These were like a couple of £100 just for some drill bits. So
yeah. So yeah. If you're going to do it at your own risk. It is more than achievable in a shed. It is. It's not overly hard. Just be gentle. Take your time with it. I have a patience issue. Basically, my issue is I have no patience.
The only thing I would say, if you are going to use the standard drill bits, put a little bit of oil on the drill bit, just so when it's going through, it lubes it up a bit, so it's going to go through it a little bit easier, and it's not going to overheat too much.
E-juice should do it.
E-juice will do it, but I would use oil.
E-juice.
Use oil. Don't listen to him.
E-juice is the answer for everything I'm telling thee. But yeah, I don't. Have we got anything else to cover?
Not today, I don't think.
Yeah,
well, not for this video.
My
anyway.
looks is now 10. I don't even care. It's just nothing's changed. It's just bling.
I do agree that Vamo does look much better in the brass and how we finished it up and the way it feels as well. It feels a lot better than it did, especially the buttons. Which was
it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. This Vamo now.
Yeah. So
I'm loving the Vamo even more. Guys, if you want this look. Well, you're going to have to work hard for it, basically.
Or pop down and see us.
Yeah, pop down and see us. We'll do it for you and only charge you £499 million for the stress levels that it creates.
Well, if it goes wrong. If it
goes
goes all well,
right, it's cost you nothing. And we'll even let you have some raspberry. This is raspberry menthol, by the way. We added some menthol crystal to this. Love to say, banging.
It is good. So
it is good. But yeah, guys, I think that is pretty much it for this update / rabbit video.
No. Barbecue beef hula hoops.
Hula hoopery.
That's it.
There you go. Alright guys, I have been the Proton, it's been the Worm. Cheers for watching.
See you later guys.